Dear devoted viewers, in the heart of darkness where reality blurs into nightmares lies a town veiled in secrets. Welcome, dear listeners, to Eerie Echoes Productions, where chilling tales come to life. I am your guide through the shadows, your storyteller amidst the silence, and today I bring you a tale that will make your skin crawl and your heart race. Prepare yourselves, for you are about to step into the enigmatic town of Hollowbrook, where cobblestone streets whisper ancient secrets and malevolence lurks in every shadow. Brace yourselves, for the shifting shadows are about to reveal a story that will haunt your dreams and awaken your deepest fears. Are you ready to explore the unknown, to confront the darkness that dwells within us all? Then follow me, dear viewers, as we unravel the secrets of Hollowbrook together. But be warned, once you enter, there's no turning back. Welcome to Eerie Echoes Productions. Let the story begin. In the midst of the dense, impenetrable forest between the jagged peaks of the mountains, this town of Hollowbrook lay like no other. He had a dark secret, an evil that flowed through its cobblestone streets and crumbling ancient buildings. The city had the uncanny quality of changing over time, revealing disturbing things that made brave souls cower in fear. At the center of this terrible story were 6 friends. Emma, a kind scholar with an infinite curiosity; Daniel, a fearless adventurer who is always looking for the thrill of the unknown; Sarah, a kind nurse whose sympathies knew no bounds; Alex, the witty journalist who sets out to uncover the secret; and Mark, a working scientist who believed in the power of reason. It all started one stormy night when 5 friends were stranded in Hollowbrook due to a sudden downpour. Seeking refuge, they enter a bustling hotel on the edge of town. The innkeeper, an old man with eyes about 100 years old, welcomed them with a knowing smile.
"You're not from around here, are you?"
said a voice with a warning sign.
Hollowbrook is not a place for outsiders. The town has a way of revealing your deepest fears and darkest secrets.
The friends were disappointed and laughed, and dismissed the innkeeper's words as mere superstition. Little did they know they were about to embark on a nightmare journey beyond their wildest imaginations. As the night wore on, the city began to change. The shadows twisted and twisted, looking like strange figures, creating eerie mysteries in the sky. Emma, always rational, tried to make sense of surreal events.
"There has to be a reasonable explanation for this,"
she said, her voice trembling with uncertainty.
"Maybe this is some kind of collective illusion, a shared delusion."
But her words fell on deaf ears as growing panic gripped others. Daniel, often the fearless leader of the group, was terrified of the bloodshed that lay ahead.
I saw my own death.
He mumbled, his hands shaking uncontrollably.
It was so real, like I was living it.
Sarah, a sympathetic nurse, tried to comfort him, her voice soft as a soothing song.
"We have to stick together. Whatever this is, we will face it as a team."
As they entered the chaotic city, horrific scenes appeared as if they had escaped their worst nightmare. The child's laughter echoed through the air, replaced by a plaintive cry of pain. The buildings themselves seemed to vibrate with negative energy, as if the city was alive and reveling in their terror. In the midst of the commotion, Alex, the journalist, scribbles frantically in his notebook, eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement.
"This is unprecedented,"
he murmured, his voice barely audible over the strange crash of sounds.
"I've never seen anything like it. We could be onto something amazing here."
But Mark, a scientist, was less interested in the supernatural spectacle. He clenched his fists, his face contorted in frustration.
"Enough of this nonsense. We need to find a way to get out of here before it's too late."
His words were interrupted by a loud scream echoing through the city. They turned to Emma, her eyes terrifying, and pointed to the spectral figure that was taking on flesh in front of them. It was the innkeeper, his face twisted and contorted, his face spread in a dazzling smile.
"You should have listened,"
he whispered, his voice guttural.
"Hollowbrook makes you fear your doubts. It amplifies the darkness inside you."
With a wave of his strange hand, the town turned once more, catching friends in a terrifying nightmare. They twisted and ran through the streets, their breathing ragged, their hearts pounding in their chests. The very fabric of reality seemed to be torn apart, revealing visions of unspeakable horrors that threatened to destroy their minds. In a moment of desperation, Sarah turned to her friends, pleading for help.
"We can't let fear rule us. We have to face the demons inside us, face the darkness inside us."
Her words brought a ray of hope in the midst of despair. The friends banded together and formed a circle of resilience in the midst of chaos. At every step, the city fought back, throwing violence and fear their way. But they kept going, their determination unwavering. When they reached the town square, the scene of supernatural events, they were met by a huge shadowy figure hovering over them like a living nightmare, whispering in thousands of voices. Every negative word was falling.
You can't avoid it.
The voice boomed out of that creature itself.
Hollowbrook is your prison, your eternal torture.
But Emma stepped forward, inspired by her newfound courage, her eyes burning in defiance.
We are not defined by our fears.
She declared in a firm, unwavering voice.
We are defined by how we meet them.
With those words, the friends created a surge of collective will, breaking the prejudices that bound them in the city. The shadow withdrew, and the victims groaned as they were driven into the darkness from whence they came. The city itself seemed to be breathing, its sins decaying like a shot hurricane. Exhausted but triumphant, the friends reached the hotel again, and the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds. In front of them, Holbrook was as calm and peaceful as if the horror of the night had never happened. As they left town, they turned to each other, their eyes betraying a mixture of relief and surprise. They faced the supernatural, faced their inner fears, and came out strong for it.
We'll never forget this night.
Alex said, a renewed respect for the unknown filling his voice.
This experience will shape us and change us in ways we can't even fathom.
And so they left Holbrook, their lives forever changed by the horrors they faced. But they did not know that they had not completely overcome the evil of the city. Soft whispers deep in the forest echoed in the air, carrying the chilling promise of their return. Weeks passed since that fateful night in Holbrook, but the memory of their ordeal lingered in the minds of the five friends. Despite their efforts to move forward, supernatural events plagued their dreams, leaving them uneasy and aggressive. Emma, the scholar determined to find out the origin of Holbrook's crime, initially became involved in the investigation. She pored over obscure ancient writings and manuscripts, searching for clues that might explain the city's dark secrets. Her determination led her to the story of a forgotten legend, a cursed substance that supposedly granted unimaginable power. Could this be the root cause of Holbrook's abuse? Meanwhile, the adventurous Daniel was haunted by nightmares of the city's shadowy streets. He became intent on stepping up his martial arts and believed he could face any supernatural threat head-on. His once carefree demeanour had transformed into a steely determination, a determination to protect his friends from any future danger. Sarah, a nurse, used her grief to help others. She volunteered on the local crisis hotline, offering support to those struggling with their own fears and anxieties. Her experiences at Holbrook had given her newfound empathy and a deeper understanding of the power of fear and the strength it takes to overcome it. Alex, the journalist, couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story than what had been revealed. He continued his quest, also travelling to the far corners of the world in search of the supernatural. Though his writings received much doubt, he found a devoted readership among those who felt they could not be explained. However, Mark, the scientist, threw himself into his work, determined to find a plausible explanation for the events at Holbrook. He conducted surveys, analysed data, and interviewed experts in various fields, all in an effort to rule out the supernatural. His rational mind refused to acknowledge the existence of forces beyond scientific understanding. One evening, as friends gathered in Emma's room, they shared their sights and experiences. The room was filled with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, anticipation of what would happen next.
We can't let fear rule us.
Emma's eyes gleamed in determination.
We must meet this curse head-on, find the artifact, break the city's grip on reality.
Daniel nodded, his jaw tightened in determination.
I've trained. I'm ready to face whatever comes our way.
Sarah placed a comforting hand on his shoulder.
We're in this together. We're going to support each other, just like we did at Holbrook.
Alex smiled, his eyes narrowed with excitement.
I have leads on similar incidents across the border and in the city. There may be a connection.
Mark, ever the skeptic, folded his arms across his chest.
I still think it's a reasonable explanation, but I won't leave you. I'll help as much as I can.
And so 5 friends embarked on a new journey, united by their shared past and determination to uncover the secrets hidden in the shadows. Little did they know that searching for answers would also lead them into the darkest corners of the supernatural, test their friendships and challenge their understanding of reality. The friends sought him out and took them to a remote village deep in the mountains, where narrow streets and ancient stone houses told a funny story of a curse. A village called Aldenwood on its own dark history and plagued by unexplained disappearances and grisly sightings. Upon arrival, Ilara greeted friends with ancient knowledge and great sadness in her eyes, along with an ancient artifact known as the Cairn Spirit Stone, that greatly captures the souls of the living and grants great power to those who control its story. It remembered and could scare off its victims and feed them. Eager to end the curse between Aldenwood and Holbrook, the friends delved into the history of the village to locate the object, and Ilara guided them to a secret room in the villages past the basement of the temple, where the My Spirit Stone was said to have been sealed centuries ago. As they ventured deeper into the room, they encountered mysterious symbols and warnings carved into the walls, detailing their horror as the air became heavy with an oppressive aura and the fortune-telling of the group as it awaited anyone who dared to demonstrate the power of the thing. Emma scholarly deciphered the ancient inscriptions, her fingers tracing the fading lines of the text.
It says that only someone with a pure spirit, uncorrupted by darkness, can control the Inspirit Stone.
She murmured, her voice uncertain. Her beloved Daniel tied her fingers, and his eyes were filled with tears.
Now we have to find out before we find someone with malicious intent. We can't let this damn artifact hurt anyone else.
Their investigation led them deeper into the room and discovered a space decorated with intricate carvings. At its centre was Soulstone, an oscillating orb of obsidian darkness. Her back seemed to shift in the shadows, and an uneasy whisper rang through the room, chilling her bones. As they approached, the artifact shook, and he felt their presence. The wind howled with dark energy, and the room was filled with terrifying screams and screams of torture. The friends exchanged strong opinions, and their resolve was unwavering.
We need to reprint it.
Mark said with the voice of a science company.
We can't screw it up, but we can't do much worse.
Working together, they uttered an ancient spell and channeled their collective will into the barrier surrounding the Soulstone. The artifact fought back, releasing a flurry of illusions to release their concentration. Friends were facing their deepest fears, facing the very essence of their worst nightmares. In the middle of the battle, Nurse Sarah stood with her eyes wide open.
We cannot let fear separate us,
she said in an unwavering voice. Her words resonated with the others, strengthening their resolve. With the ultimate power, they were able to control the Soulstone, resealing it back to its ancient prison. The room shook, and a blinding light enveloped them, dispelling the darkness that had enveloped Aldenwood. As the light dimmed, the room was empty, the Soulstone sealed securely once more. The village of Aldenwood felt smaller, as if a long-standing curse had been lifted. Ilara's eyes shone with gratitude as she thanked her friends for their courage and determination. After leaving Aldenwood, the friends felt a sense of accomplishment, and their bond was stronger than ever. They had once again faced the supernatural and emerged victorious, proving that courage and unity can overcome even the darkest of curses. Little did they know that their actions had attracted the attention of a far more evil force, one that depended on the power of the Spirit Stone for its own nefarious purposes. The friends were unaware of the impending threat and continued their journey despite their unwavering companionship. They were drawn to an ancient temple on top of a deserted mountain, where the veil of reality itself seemed to be disappearing, revealing visions of otherworldliness. A cold voice boomed in the air as they entered the church, sending shivers down their spines.
Do you think you can imprison me forever?
He spits out words that are raining down prejudice. The evil forces that once resided in the Ice Spirit Stone had been possessed by another saint, a dark magician named Malakar, whose desire for power had no limits. With a wave of his hand, Malakar released a horde of nightmarish creatures, twisted abominations born from deep despair. Friends stood their ground, their determined disbelief. Emma cast an ancient spell, and her voice was magical, creating a protective barrier against attack. Daniel, whose sword glowed in an ominous light, fought with unparalleled ferocity, each blow a testament to his unwavering determination. The healing power, enhanced by the mystical power of the Temple Sarah, tended to the wounds of her friends, and her touch was imbued with a soothing light that banished darkness. Armed with new knowledge of the mystery, Alex cast a powerful spell that burns nightmarish creatures in a blaze of light. Mark, a magician turned scientist, channeled his rational mind into magical planning forms of complexity and fought with precision and skill against the dark spells of Malakar. The battle continued, and the temple itself shook with their fierce strife. Reality itself seemed to twist and contort, creating surrealism that changed with every heartbeat. The friends fought not only for their lives, but the fate of the world, their every action motivated by the knowledge that it was the last line of defense against unimaginable evil. With an angry roar, Malachar seized his most powerful magic, a whirlwind of dark energy threatening to swallow up everything in its path. The friends stood together, arms clasped, their collective strength forming a barrier as it fought impending oblivion. In that moment, raw energy flowed through them, an ancient magic awakened by their unity. Their eyes shone in the light of heaven, and their voices soared in harmonious melodies, spells that literally emanated from their souls and penetrated them. The temple shook, and a black light enveloped them, sending dirt out of the dark storm. As the light faded, the friends found themselves in a place beyond time and space, in a realm of pure magic. Before them stood a man of great power and wisdom.
"I am the keeper of the field,"
said the person in a voice as sweet as the music of heaven.
"You have shown courage, unity, and an unwavering spirit. I give you the ability to defend the real truth."
In a burst of radiant energy, the friends became beings of pure magic light and imbued with the essence of the Guardian. Their nature changed, and their very nature transcended the boundaries of the realm of death. They returned with renewed vigor to the temple, where Malachi trembled before their divine presence. With a single gesture, he was banished to the dimensions of the eternal, where his sin could never harm anyone again. As the temple faded around them, the friends shared a moment of silent understanding. They encountered the supernatural and faced their deepest fears, emerging not as mere mortals, but as observers of reality itself. After one last look at each other, they ascended, their shapes becoming stars that lit up the night sky. And so ended the story of the 5 friends, their sacrifice and courage immortalized in the stars, a beacon of hope for generations to come. And in the realm of magic and mystery, friends watched over the world. Their presence a reminder that the power of courage, unity and friendship can overcome even insurmountable odds. Dear enigmatic souls, as we draw the curtains on this mesmerizing journey, I, Eerie Echoes Productions, want to express my deepest gratitude to you all. Your presence here, your unwavering curiosity, and your shared passion for the mysterious and the unknown have illuminated the very essence of our storytelling. With each tale spun, with every shadow explored, you've become an integral part of the enigmatic worlds we've created. Your comments, your enthusiasm, and your unyielding support have breathed life into our narratives, making the echoes of our stories resound far beyond the realms of imagination. As we bid farewell, remember that the mysteries of the universe are boundless, waiting for you to unravel them. Thank you for being our fellow travelers, our partners in unearthing secrets, and our cherished audience. Stay enigmatic, stay curious, and may the echoes of our stories continue to linger in your hearts.